night of fights, Friday Night Fury, Pinnacle Combat. It's their third fight card, and this is a great one as we have our 8th bout of the night about set to go. And I know you are just absolutely brimming with anticipation for this one, Nick. We have Joe Pearson. This guy has been in Pride, WEC. We'll reveal a little stat about him here in a second.
Yeah, Joe actually holds the most wins by triangle choke of any professional fighter on the entire globe. He main evented a WEC against Uriah Faber for their title. You know, he's had all kinds of belts. He won on Pride in Japan even. Been a mainstream champion, Ironheart Crown. He's just fought in all the best regional shows around, and the guy's just been around the block. He started at Militich Fighting Systems, was their best 135er for many years, and now he's got his own gym, Strangler's Playground out of Bettendorf.
And he is taking on a hometown boy who has really created a lot of buzz in this area. From Dubuque, Iowa, Adam Schumaker, his first pro fight.
Yeah, just a tough pro debut for Adam, and it's just the way he fights, you know. He racked up like a 16-0 amateur record, and that wasn't like sitting in your hometown fighting, you know, whoever that promoter wanted you to beat on. I mean, he went around. He holds my 135 amateur title, and you know, he just went around and went in other people's towns and just beat the toughest guy in town all around, you know. And now he's training with Team Hard Drive in Cedar Rapids, where he's got 4 or 5 other solid pro 135ers that you know, they all just get in there and kick the snot out of each other, and we'll see how this fight goes. You know, he's going to try to keep it on the feet as an amateur Muay Thai national champion, and Joe's more than likely going to try to take him to the ground and work that triangle choke that he's known for.
Wow, what a first pro debut for Adam Schumaker against a seasoned and very talented Joe Pearson. And what you pointed out about the triangle choke is just, I mean, to think that this guy has more submission wins via that move than anybody on the globe. Yeah,
it's just crazy. How many people can hold a statistic in anything that says that, you know, they've done that the most in the world, you know, done anything.
So we are getting set. It is our 8th bout, second to final. I'm kind of a little sad. We've had so much fun. We're getting down towards the end here.
Yeah, this party's going to end here in a couple fights, and I don't know that I'm ready for it. But one thing I want to point out about Joe is, noticed last night, he looked a lot better at weigh-ins at 135 than I've seen him in a long time. He spent most of his career there, and you know, decided he wanted to move up in weight, looking for bigger fights and bigger paydays, and fought at 145 and won some belts at 155, and he's back down at his optimum weight, 135, and you know, he'd struggled a couple times to get down there and didn't look his best, and he looked great last night, and we'll see how it pans out for him tonight.
We want to thank some of our sponsors. They include Bud Light, Aroma Coffee Bar, Top Notch Plumbing, Heat and Electrical, Bird Chevrolet, a great deal better, Gabi's Sports Bar and Eatery, Gary's Tattoos and Piercings, Willis Computer Solutions Incorporated, and of course the Diamond Joe Casino and the Mississippi Moon Bar, this fabulous facility that we are broadcasting from. We are about set for this fight. Adam Schumaker getting introduced next.
Huge ovation for hometown fighter Adam Schumaker.
And a little different intro music than what you usually would hear.
Yeah, you know, I used to come out to hip-hop. I don't know where the Garth Brooks came from, but that's just Adam. You know, he's worn a mohawk all week, and he's his own guy, man. He's his own fish.
Well, this is one of those fights where you look at Schumaker. His first pro fight, is he either A, crazy for taking on a fighter of Joe Pearson's caliber, or B, really, he's just got a lot of guts.
Why don't you ask me that again when this fight's over and see who won, you know, really. You know, if it was an amateur fight, you know, I'd take on a guy like Joe in my first fight, you know, or in a fight, but you know, when you're pro debut, you might not want to draw so deep, but you know, he goes out and wins. He's moving on to big things early, you know, as opposed to later. He's just, you know, a young kid that is just fearless and wants to fight the best, and well, we found it for him.
Well, we will find out in a moment if it's guts or craziness that Adam Schumaker possesses. Maybe a little of both. Schumaker has entered the ring. a bantamweight bout. Both fighters at 135 pounds. Schumaker a little shorter at 5'7" versus 5'10" Joe Pearson. And here we go. Adam Schumaker's first pro fight. And round one is underway, and here we go. By the way, Pearson, 31 years old. And Schumaker gets tied up with Pearson here.
Pearson takes guard, walking his way up, trying to get it to the ground. Tight armbar, gets out.
Schumaker gets
Schumaker
out.
inside mount, trying to transition. He's got the full mount already. Probably
Schumacher,
a bit of a surprise the most.
Raining down blows.
Ground and pound.
Schumacher in the blue and white trunks on top. Raining down blows on Joe
Heel hook
Pearson.
attempt by Joe Pearson.
Pearson gets Schumacher's ankle. Gets his leg. Now some nice head shots. Wow. Schumacher laying down some smack here.
Experience factor here. Pearson doesn't seem to be rattled by all these shots he's taken. Still working his ground. He's known for this kind of stuff.
Schumacher working on the ankle of Pearson working on the ankle of Schumacher. Pearson,
awesome defense.
Wow.
Schumacher.
An elbow to the face by Schumacher.
Just
now
unloading.
Lowering the boom. Punches to the face. Pearson maybe has the experience factor, but Schumacher right now is dominating early.
Absolutely.
Schumacher gets up, drops down.
If I was Schumacher, I would just back out and try to stand some more. I know that's tough to say with all this damage he's landing, but you know, Joe just keeps hitting stuff, and that experience, you know, it could just take over here and wind up catching him in something.
Schumacher once again in control on top. And he'll stand up.
Partisan crowd behind Schumacher.
And
another armbar attempt by Pearson.
You can see that
Schumacher locking his hand.
Pearson's arm got locked up. And Pearson gets the win. There you go. That's how quick it can end.
Interesting reaction there by Pearson. Like I said, he's just a tough, wily dude, man. There's no way to count this guy out of any fight or how much he takes.
Well, sharing an embrace there. Schumacher's first pro fight. And here we go, we have a replay.
Puts the foot on the hip there to swivel.
Again, Schumacher on top here.
Works a high guard there. Usually is set up for his triangle or his armbar here. He chooses the armbar. Schumacher trying to lock the hands to defend, and he just loses it.
And Pearson locks and gets a submission win over Schumacher.
No shame in that, man. That's, you know, experience goes a long ways, and just to be able to hang with a guy like that the way they did and bloody him like this.
And the interesting thing is, Pearson
Schumacher's on the huge things. It's just
Pearson was being dominated early.
You know, and